First with golf. First out is Gavin Baumgartner. He's escorted by his mom Amanda, his dad Chris Baumgartner, and his sister Adelaide. His favorite memory is just going out to eat after games with the team. His advice on the classroom is that it goes by fast and don't take it for granted. He'd like to thank God, his family, his coaches, and his teachers. Next is Christian Pearson. Christian Pearson is escorted by his dad Jamie, mom Kate, and brother Boston. His favorite memory is also going out to eat after matches. His advice to underclassmen, stick with it and have fun. He'd like to thank Coach Cunningham for making the last few years enjoyable. Now moving on to cross country, first, Lena Camp. Lena is escorted by her parents Ryan and Marnie Camp. Her favorite memory is with the team is a trip to Burger King after Wapakoneta night meet. Her advice to underclassmen is persevere and push through the hard times to see the success. You won't get anywhere if you don't work hard. She'd like to thank God for giving her the opportunity to run with this team. And second, she would like to thank her coaches for pushing her this year and believing in her. Also walking, Elena Lopez, Shannon Malone, Harrison Owens, Preston Price. Next is Sebastian Swihart. Sebastian is escorted by Mary Fawn and Harmon Fawn, his grandmother and grandfather. He'll be going to college to attain his bachelor's degree. His advice to underclassmen is to make the most of high school as it goes by faster than you think. He'd like to thank Coach Bob, Coach Bohanna, his family, and friends for pushing him to be the best he possibly can be. Next is Peyton Ward. Peyton was escorted by his Aunt Ashley and his godmom Tatiana, his brother Colton, and his uncle Kyle. His favorite memory from high school is when the cross-country team had a pool party. His advice to underclassmen is get involved. It still feels like you just got into high school. And he'd like to thank his coach and all his teammates that has given him a ride. Next is Kyla Young. She's escorted by her mom, Aubrey White, her dad, Andrew Young. Her favorite memory is watching Coach Bob run and struggle on Agony Hill, making him decide that no one should have to run that again because it was so hard. Her advice to underclassmen is no matter how hard practices are and how much you're struggling, don't quit. You have so much more to work for and so much farther to go. And there's always going to be someone else around on the team and beyond who needs your support through your struggles. She'd like to thank her mom for being one of the biggest supporters and always encouraging her to stay with what she didn't want to. She'd also like to thank her coach for pushing her to be better, her friends for sticking by her side even when she had a busy schedule and couldn't do much, and her boyfriend for always supporting her and telling her she did a good job even when she didn't. On to football. Next to start football is Dylan Holloway. He's escorted by his mom, Dee Page, father Jeremy Page, grandma Laura Johnson, grandpa Todd Johnson, sister and nephew Ivy Twig, Luke Twig, and his brother Kingston Page. His favorite memory was probably every day in Mr. Holloway's class his junior year. He was an amazing teacher. Advice to underclassmen, don't start tomorrow, start now. And he'd like to thank God for helping him make it this far. He'd also like to thank his family for supporting him, and would like to thank John Bays for allowing him to start playing football at 7 years old in Marion Mid. Next is Keontae Scott and Kwame Scott. They're escorted by brothers Khalil, Kyrie, also by Kanye, and Dad Otis. Keontae's favorite memory is playing piano for 2 hours during his school days junior year. His advice to underclassmen is work hard, enjoy it because it flies by fast. He'd like to thank Coach Williamson, Jesus Christ, parents, and all his siblings and supporters. Kwame's favorite memory is when him and his twin led prayers over the team. His advice to underclassmen is that adversity is real, things will happen, and there are choices. You can either be a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean. He says, be the coffee bean and change the environment around you. He'd like to thank God for the gift of life and his brothers Khalil, Kyrie, Kanye for encouraging him even when he felt like he couldn't. And last but not least, his mother and father for everything they did. Next is Ty Butler. Number 6, High Butler, is escorted by Shay Cudarelli and Phil Shepard. His favorite memory is beating Clear Fork, his football junior year. His advice to underclassmen is take as many classes your first 2 years so that the next 2 can be more enjoyable. Don't complain about being an underclassman and say you wish you were a senior, because when it's your turn to walk on senior night, you're going to wish you had the last 4 years back. He'd like to thank all of his coaches and teachers throughout the years for being so patient, especially in his early days of high school. Next is number 7, Connor Pennington. He's escorted by his mom, his stepdad, brother, and sister. His favorite memory is playing with his brother when he was in school. Advice to underclassmen, just give it all you have because it goes by quickly. And he'd like to thank his siblings, his girlfriend, his mom for always supporting him through everything. His stepdad for always showing up for him and being the best he could be. That's the reason he goes number 7. Also walking is number 12, Jerry Williams. Next is number 13, Wanda Fleming Harris. Wanda is escorted by his mom, Kiana Fleming, sister Kiera, Aunt Ariel, and Uncle Carlos. His favorite memory is his first game back when he got a win against Mount Vernon. His advice to underclassmen is if you put in the work every day, it will all work out. He'd like to thank God for giving him the opportunity to play this game, and would like to thank his grandfather, his mom, and his uncles for pushing him to go hard every day. Number 15, Parker Davis. Parker's escorted by his mom, Sherry Carroll, dad, Kevin Davis, sister, Audrey Davis. His favorite memory is football during his sophomore year. And his advice to underclassmen is enjoy your time with your friends and make the most out of your opportunities. He'd like to thank his mom, his dad, his sister, family, friends, coaches that he's had throughout the years. He also wants to thank Amy Rayner for everything she has done for him and the team over the years. Number 16 is Ashton Fosnaugh. Ashton is escorted by Rick Fosnaugh, Christian Stamp, Jamie Fosnaugh, and Jesse Stamp. He will be going to work-based learning in November at Whirlpool for maintenance and engineering, and once he gets hired, he'll start college in business admin and go back to Tri Rivers for adult classes to get a welding degree. He'd like to thank his father for being a role model and number 1 supporter for anything he's doing, and he'd like to thank his family for coming to games and supporting him. Number 22, Jackson Shipley, escorted by Kelsey Fowler, Lance Shipley, and Michaela Shipley. His favorite memory from Harding football has been all the friends he's been able to make. His advice to underclassmen is enjoy the moment because before you know it, it'll be gone. And he'd like to thank Scott Holliday for helping him always improve his kicking ability, his friends, his family for supporting him, and lastly, his parents for always coming out and encouraging him to improve and supporting him no matter the circumstances. Number 23 is Keaton Ward. Keaton Ward is escorted by his mother, Nikki, father, Leslie, brothers Braxton, and his aunts, Lindsay, and his second mom, Brittany, and sister, Brindley. His favorite memory is bus rides home with all of his teammates. His advice to underclassmen is work hard because you never know when your time will come. He'd like to thank his family, his friends, his teammates, and his coach for everything they do. Number 33 is Landon Adams. Landon's escorted by Kyle Adams. His favorite memory is every moment he got to spend with friends and teammates. The advice to underclassmen was be you and don't let anyone or anything ruin the love you have for the game. He would like to thank his dad for supporting him through everything. Number 40 is Justin Long. Justin is escorted by his parents Amy and Jeremy Schreck, Alan Long, his siblings Cameron Rayner, and Riley Long. His favorite memory are team meals after football or during football. He likes to give a chance to sit down and eat together. They're always a fun time. His advice to underclassmen is to get out of it what you put in, so make the most of it. He'd like to thank his family and coaches for supporting him through the years. Number 63 is Jamarion Flournoy Jacobs. He's escorted by his mom, Tara, his brother, Jaden, his sister, Harmony, his dad, James, and girlfriend, Abby. His favorite memory is his first varsity start sophomore year against Shelby. His advice to underclassmen is don't wait to be great, time goes by fast. And he'd like to thank Coach Racy for helping him become the man and football player he is today, Coach Ramsey for teaching him the importance of patience, and his mom for guiding him through life and always being there. Number 64 is Keegan Stick. Keegan's escorted by his mom, Missy, and his dad, Brent, his brothers Jason, Connor, Brent, Grayson, and his sister Kyla Lynn. Favorite memory, they're all the sporting events and prep rally games. His advice to underclassmen is keep going if you can't, keep going until you can, and good luck. He'd like to thank his coaches, teachers, mom, and dad. Next is number 77, Will Adams. Will is escorted by his mom, Samantha Adams, his dad, Alex Adams, Brenda Adams, Rick Adams, his dad's parents, Audrey Adams, his sister, Peyton Arthur, Karen Actor, Bernie Actor, his mom's parents. His favorite memory are team meals. His advice to underclassmen is have fun and make these years with your brothers memorable. Don't take the time for granted because before you know it, your name's going to be called and you're going to be standing there holding back tears because you know it's the end and you can't do anything to get time back. We'd like to thank Dave Racy and his parents for making those movies today. Number 81 is Justin Weiss. Justin is escorted by Amber Rummer and Amara Wright. His favorite memory is his tackle when he played against Whitehall, and his advice to underclassmen is keep your head up and push through. He'd like to thank his friends, family, and Mr. Ramsey. Now moving on to cheer. First, Brooke Padgett. Brooke is escorted by her aunt Lois Kimple and uncle Dan Kimple and her mother Emily Lambert. Her favorite memory is the memory of senior trip to Cedar Point. Her advice to underclassmen, stay true to yourself and don't ever stay in a position that won't help you work towards your future. She'd like to thank Coach Beth, Coach Tiffany, and her family for all of the support through the last 5 years. Next is Bella Fitzgerald. Bella was escorted by her mom Carrie and her dad Tom, her brother TJ, and her sisters Mackenzie, Autumn, and Violet. Her favorite memory is last year's trip to the gas stations to get snacks before the game. Advice to underclassmen is stay in the moment. Don't let anything stop you from having a good time. I'd like to thank coaches and teammates for always believing in their abilities and pushing her to do her best. We'd also like to thank her family and friends for always showing up and supporting her no matter what. Next is Destiny Floyd. Destiny is escorted by her mom Whitney, her dad Serrano, her cousin Malachi, and her grandma Eula. Her favorite memory are all the Walmart trips she made before games with her favorite people. Her advice to underclassmen is stay in the moment, never let anything stop you from having a good time. She'd like to thank coaches and teammates for always believing in her abilities and pushing her to do her best. She would also like to thank her family and friends for always showing up and supporting her no matter what. Next is Destiny Floyd. Next is Cadence Hall. Cadence is escorted by her father, Curtis Lupica, her aunt Miranda died, and her uncle Ryan died. Her favorite memory are all of before-game car picnics with her friends. Her advice to underclassmen, don't take the time for granted, make memories, and live in the moment. She'd like to thank all of her coaches, teammates, and everyone who has helped and supported her. Next is Ebony Harding. She's escorted by her mom, Amber Harding, boyfriend Matthew McCann, Aunt Chanel Castle. Her favorite memory, there are so many to tell, but most recently riding her first roller coaster on her senior trip. Her advice to underclassmen, never give up and never stop trying. The road may be rough, but the grass can and one day will be greener on the other side. Most importantly, never be afraid to ask for help. The world is your oyster. She'd like to thank everyone that has helped her this past year and a half. She doesn't think she could have gotten this far without the staff, students, and coaches. Next is Jada Haynes. Jada is escorted by her mom, Michelle Horn, her brothers Malachi, Chris, and Anthony. Her favorite memory are the bonfire tug of war her freshman year. Her advice to underclassmen, be proud of who you are becoming, deal with it, and don't dwell on what is not in your control. She'd like to give thanks to her best friend Casey for always supporting her, her coaches Tiffany and Matt for always being here for her, and her teammates for making the year enjoyable. Next is Camille Parker. Camille is escorted by her mom Candace Floyd, dad Cameron Parker, her sister Carmen Parker. Her favorite memory is getting crowned homecoming queen and spending the pink out game with her friends. Advice to underclassmen is step up out of your comfort zone, especially when things you love. You will make more memories rather than look back on missed opportunities. She'd like to thank her family, friends, Coach Tiffany, Coach Beth, and her teammates for making these 4 years so amazing and supportive. A special thank you to her brother who's in the Navy and always encouraging her and giving her the best advice. Next is Sam Stover. Sam is escorted by her mom Jennifer and her dad Kyle, her sister Haley, and her brother Matthew. Her favorite memory is making new friends and being able to cheer beside them under the lights. Another favorite memory is cheer senior trip to Cedar Point. Her advice to underclassmen is take in every moment and just have fun. Nothing else matters. She'd like to thank her parents, siblings, coaches, and teammates for always pushing her to be the best she can be. Next is Emma McKinney. Emma is escorted by her mom Sarah, her dad Mike, brother CJ, sister Breezy, and her niece Azalea. Her favorite memory is her senior year trip to Cedar Point with her cheer, and going to Florida with band. Her advice to underclassmen is to live it to the fullest and get involved in anything you can, and just remember to have fun and be a good student and be aggressive. She'd like to thank her coaches through the years, her band director, her teacher, her family, and all of her friends. Now starting for band. Playing the bass drum is Elijah Baer. Elijah is escorted by his mom Crystal, grandma Carol, sister Piper. His favorite memory is hanging out with friends during the band Florida trip. Advice to underclassmen is keep pushing yourself. Next to the color card is McKaylee Bubbles Blackford. McKaylee is escorted by her mom, Amy, her dad Dan, and brothers Landon and Gavin Blackford. Her favorite memory is when she made Team Bonnie shirts during the band camp. Their advice to underclassmen is positive thinking will let you do anything better than negative thinking will. She'd like to thank her parents and grandparents, friends, and directors. Next on the sousaphone is Lyric Guider. Lyric is escorted by his mom, Julie Roller. His favorite memory is the trip to Florida with the band. Advice to underclassmen is keep chasing your dreams. You can do anything with a little hard work. I'd like to thank his family for always being there for him. Playing the clarinet is Kylie Billman. Kylie is escorted by her mom Kendra, her dad Jeremy, his sister Brittany, cousin Hunter, grandparents Nancy and Bill. Favorite memory is the band Florida trip where we competed in competition, performed in a football game at Raymond James Stadium, and went to Universal Studios. Advice to underclassmen is try your best. No one is perfect, and be yourself and have fun. Make lots of friends and stay positive. We'd like to thank her mom and dad because they are truly her biggest supporters. They supported her for a lot in life and want to thank them for because she doesn't know where she would be if she didn't have their help, support, and love. Next on the flute is Annabelle Johnson. Annabelle is escorted by her Aunt Megan, Uncle Robert, cousin Joey, and Addison. Favorite memory is during the Florida trip, she almost got stuck on a roller coaster. Her advice to underclassmen is don't stress out about school and have fun because it goes by quick. She'd like to thank Mr. Hartman, Mr. Weaver, because the band has been so fun throughout high school. Next is drum major Jack McQuarrie. Jack is escorted by Summer McQuarrie and Brett McQuarrie. His favorite memory is the Florida trip his sophomore year. The advice to underclassmen is enjoy your time at Hardy, no matter how hard it gets, make the most of your time in high school, it goes by fast. He'd like to thank his parents and his friends. Next on the alto saxophone is Quinn Menzie. Quinn is escorted by her dad Greg, mom Leah, and her brother Zane. Her favorite memory includes winning grand champion last year in show choir and going to New York City as a group and watching Broadway shows. Her advice to underclassmen, just have fun. Don't stress about anything. She would like to thank God, her family, Mrs. Rollins, and Mr. Hartman for all their support. Next on tenor drums is Brendan Morgan. Brendan is escorted by his grandma Melinda, Aunt Beth, Uncle Danny, and Charlie, his sister. His favorite memory is getting new drums this year. Advice to underclassmen, use a metronome. And he'd like to thank Robert Stoneburn. Next on the mellophone is Brady Seabold. Brady is escorted by Angel Seabold, Tim Seabold, Christine Ashbrook, and Mike Ashbrook. His favorite memory is the band trip to Florida. Advice to underclassmen is to be involved as much as you can and don't be boring. He'd like to thank his mom for all the support she's given him throughout his high school experience. Next on the flute is Savannah Sierra. Savannah is escorted by her mother Tabitha, father Albert, little sister Secura. Favorite memory is losing her backpack on a bus during a track meet, only to find out a friend went to sleep on it for 2 hours. The vice underclassmen get to know everybody, even if you don't think that you will get along, because it is your senior year, you never know what small friendship means to somebody you're not close with. She'd like to thank Mrs. Uline for pushing and encouraging her throughout her sophomore year and junior year, and for doing during her toughest time of life. Next on the trombone is Dylan Sage. Dylan's escorted by parents Jessica and Stephen, his brothers Seth, Riley and Peyton, and grandparents George and Trudy. His favorite memory is when his friends and him played cards with Mark and Dustin at the show choir competition. His advice to underclassmen: don't procrastinate and don't mess around a whole lot. We'd like to thank his parents and grandparents for always supporting him and getting him to practices. His friends in the marching band directors, Mr. Hartman and Mr. Weaver, and Mark Neville, Rufus director. Next on alto sax is Malia Tway. She's escorted by Annette Tway, Father Matthew Tway, Brother Reagan Tway, Sister Adeline Tway. Favorite memory? Pulling an all-nighter while eating cheese balls and watching Barbie movies, one of the best friends during the Florida trip. Advice on the classroom: try your best and cherish and be present in the moment. It goes by so fast. Don't worry so much about others' opinions and be yourself. Enjoy your experience while it lasts. I'd like to thank God for the opportunities He's given her, her parents, and always supporting her and everything, and her friends for making the last 4 years fun. My directors for never letting me give up, and my brother who's always been my best friend and role model the past 2 years. Next on the synthesizer, Jordan Velasquez Lopez. He's escorted by his mom and dad and sister. His favorite memory in the band is the Florida trip when he's still in the store and the bus almost left him. His advice to underclassmen is make friends, stay focused, get involved. High school is what you make of it. He'd like to thank his teachers, coaches, friends for their support. Reintroduce Lena Camp. Lena is escorted by her parents, Ryan and Marnie Camp. Her favorite memory with the team was the trip to Burger King after the Wapakoneta night meet. Vice underclassmen: persevere and push through the hard times and see your success. You won't get anywhere if you don't work hard. She'd like to thank God for giving her the opportunity to run with the team, and wants to thank her coaches for pushing her this year and for believing in her. Thank you, seniors, for your contributions to Harding High School and the Marion community. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
attendance of courtesy officials, qualifying churches and drivers. This game is an opportunity for our students to showcase their talents and skills. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Marion graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to historic Hardin Stadium in Ohio Health Field for tonight's varsity football game between the Spartans of Pleasant High School and your presidents of Marion Hardin. In honor of America, please stand, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's officials, Roger Etzinger, Adam Metz, Doug Seelmont, Shane Snyder, Andrew Cole, and Eric Etzinger.
Welcome back to the Marion Hardin Field here. Last home game of the season versus Pleasant.
Senior night in the rivalry game, a very bad blood matchup. It's also me and Holden's senior night. It's our last football game together, man. It's unfortunate that we had 1 week docked off last time, but it's good to have you back up here in the booth, Holden.
You know, had to take a week off, had to take a mental day, recoup, recombobulate, but we're back in the saddle.
Celebrities need breaks too, man. Celebrities need breaks too.
It ain't easy being
cheesy.
Being cheesy.
Presidents to kick the ball off. They have not looked super hot in the last few weeks or so. Last week getting toppled by Ontario by the Ohio State commit Boppin Miller. He kind of had his way with this defense. I was in attendance. It was very unfortunate to watch. He played every position. He punted, he threw the ball, and he ran. So it's interesting to see if they can hold their emotions down. Flags have been a huge problem here for the Presidents all season. It's interesting to see if they can control tempers.
But actually, for the first time in my career, I was also present at that away game.
He was. It was a miracle seeing Holden at the Ontario game. It was very refreshing. I had to reassure him that he was going to have to come back for one more week.
Before that game, we had a little pre-game at the steakhouse down the road.
Pre-game at the steakhouse, huh?
Yep.
That's a very interesting. You're lucky. I wish I could have that. Spartans to take the ball at the 20-yard line, I believe. I believe it was a touchback. So they're going to start the ball off at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. They got 4 wide receivers.
But I'll tell you what, Logan, that steakhouse was mid.
Mid steakhouse. That's a very unfortunate response to hear as the wide receiver's in motion. It's a screenplay for the wide receiver, and I believe that's Alec Columber.
Lowry's pass is complete to Alec Columber.
Yeah, Alec Columber. I believe that.
Pickup of 11, first down.
Now,
First down.
I do hate to say it, but I'm not much of a steak guy.
Not much of a steak guy,
I do
huh?
love me some burgers, though.
Oh, burger.
And let me tell you, nobody does it like Steve's Dakotas.
Steve's Dakota.
I walked into that steakhouse, and they told me I could not have my burger rare. They told me they only do medium.
Wow.
And
Very intense. Speaking of intense, look to be in a very tricky formation. Owen Lowry sending the blockers out wide as a potential run play over to the right. No, over the middle. And he is going to be dragged and pushed for about a gain of 7 or 8 yards here. It'll be 2nd and short here for Pleasant.
But Logan, you've not lived until you've had a rare burger.
Not till I don't believe I have. I'm not sure.
You know, they say it's risky on the menu. It tells you don't eat undercooked meat, but you know I'm a bit of a risk taker. Mr. Take That Risk.
Mr. Take That Risk. Okay. New nickname for Holden Unlocked as they're in I formation here. Oh, a little bit of a jump, and the flags are thrown. Looks to be a jump from maybe Caden Marks or Jamari Starks.
Nice to see that in my absence, the false starts have not ended.
No.
It's like I never left.
As I said earlier, the flags have been been one of the only consistent things about this President's team. It's good to see a lot of the injuries, though, on the President's team have cleared up. Unfortunately, I don't think their center is back yet, but Parker Davis has returned in the process. Keontae Davis returned from suspension. And Caden Marks on that D-line, who I believe just jumped, coming back from injury as well. And that is going to be a QB keeper on the option play, and that's going to be a 1st down again for Pleasant. They are having their way with this President's defense so far, Holden.
Really rushing down the field. Cannot be stopped so far, at least.
Haven't seen a lot of passing game open up, though. Maybe they're trying to set it up with the consistent runs and screenplays. I mean, they're playing a lot behind the line.
That is true.
1st and 10 on the 46-yard line in President territory. Pleasant looking to the sideline, maybe changing, making an audible adjustment for the defense. That is going to be a run. That is stuffed and sniffed out there by the defensive line. Landon Keller with the tackle. He actually had to play a little bit of Travis Hunter role on both sides of the ball. He was playing running back last week for Ontario, against Ontario at least, and scored both of their touchdowns. So very dynamic player, only in his junior year as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens for the next year, honestly.
Has a very bright career ahead of him here. But I'll tell you what, the Ontario game was rough.
Very rough. A lot of holes exploited there on the President's entire team. And that is a QB keeper there on the QB sweep, and he is brought down just shy of the 1st down yard line. That's going to be 3rd and 1, I believe. Brought down by Colton Sabrell, one of their other younger guys on the defensive line. Only a sophomore, very large guy, very intimidating guy on the defensive line.
But you need those guys.
Very confident as well. Confidence is very key, especially if you can find that in a young player like Colton, especially off that edge. That can be very deadly in the future.
But you know what they say, everybody has their place, you know. You need the fast guys, you need the big guys, you need the strong guys.
Exactly. Everyone plays their role, Holden. I formation here in 3rd and 2. Spartans looking for a first down, handing the ball off again. And from up here, it looks like he is there. First down for the Spartans. Believe it, about the 39-yard line.
Brought down by Long and
Or the
Sharp.
34-yard line. My mistake, I forgot. Going in reverse. I haven't done this in a few.
But are you familiar with Dumb Dumb Suckers, Logan?
I believe I am.
Quite a staple.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Looks to be a false start on the offense. The Spartans are going to be brought back 5 yards. So very demeaning play. Hopefully Presidents can capitalize on this little bit of an error that Pleasant has made.
Get the ball rolling, get a little bit of momentum.
Yep, back to the 39-yard line where I originally thought the ball was.
As I was saying about the Suckers, I recently purchased a large bag of them, and I've been carrying them around, snacking on them throughout the day. And it's been life-changing, Logan, I'll tell you what.
Handing the ball off over the middle, and that is nowhere.
Niederhauser brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Running back getting back to the line of scrimmage, only no yards on the play. And that'll be 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15.
Spartans subbing their extra blocker, it looks like, off the field. It's been a pretty extensive first drive, honestly, Holden. I mean, most of the first drives for the Presidents' defense has either ended in turnovers for their defense or points against their defense.
So you said these are the Spartans?
Spartans. Spartans versus the Presidents. They are brought down again on the run play.
But the Spartans have absolutely been taking advantage of that shot clock. They've been huddling. They've been using all 40 of those seconds to the best of their ability.
Exactly, but unfortunately they lose 2 yards there on the play, and that's going to be brought down back to the 41-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and a mile here with just under 8 minutes to go. It's going to be very interesting. They haven't brought the pass game out too much against the President's offense. So it's going to be interesting to see. They're lining up. No running back in the backfield. 5 wide receivers wide. Interesting to see what Lowry does. Man in motion. Fakes the pitch. Throw over the middle to the blocker. Looking to get yards on the catch. And he is brought down maybe just shy of where they originally started the drive at.
But, you know, Logan, I've been thinking, and I think I'm going to start a petition to change man in motion into the running man.
The running man.
The running man
in motion. Can we? How about this, Holden? For the rest of the broadcast, I'm going to say that.
That's a good idea.
4th and 11 here. It looks like not the Presidents. The Spartans are going to be going for it here on offense. Very interesting decision here. And a timeout called. Maybe the timeout called by the Presidents, actually, not by the Spartans. So
very early timeout there.
Trying to regroup. Oh, I guess it was on the Spartans. So Pleasant maybe trying to draw Harding off sides on that play and not getting what they wanted. So maybe a punt, maybe a short punt. Pleasant's not really known for their special teamers, so they can potentially get the ball down in goal line territory, and it's going to be very interesting to see what the President's offense can do.
Do you know if Shipley's on the field today?
Shipley is on the field.
He is?
He is. I believe every regular starter is actually on the field.
But the band was able to play Thriller during pregame today. But I heard there was some controversy that they were not allowed to play Thriller this year because Hartman doesn't like recycling music. But,
interesting. So they're very unique with their approach. They are sticking the offense out there, so I guess it was not an attempt to draw the Presidents off sides. Running back now in the backfield. Man in motion, running man in motion, my mistake. looking deep up the field, man, a little wide open. And intercepted. I believe that
I know I say it every time, but you love to see some interceptions.
Caden Paz there on the interception in the end zone, getting the touchback, huge for the President's offense. That could have been detrimental, landing them at the goal line, but beautiful positioning, beautiful positioning. A little bit of a lazy throw there from Owen Lowry, kind of lofting it up where a little bit behind the receiver there.
Lining back up here.
Harding taking their first offensive snaps. Connor sending Ray J. Scott Harbolt into the backfield. Play action. Over the middle. Caught by Parker Davis. Beautiful throw over the seam of the middle. That's going to land the Presidents at a huge first down play.
And that tackle sent him forward a little bit. It looked
Yeah, exactly. Pushing him a little bit forward, gaining a little bit extra yards, bringing it to the 30-yard line. Pennington, lone man in the backfield. Spartans rush 4, caught by Keontae Scott. And he is brought down with another first down for the Presidents. Holden, that's back-to-back.
It seems that interception has really reversed the momentum for the Presidents.
One thing I'd like to mention, Holden, both of the receivers who had came back last week, Keontae from suspension and Parker from injury, they have looked so far so good. I mean, they have been the 2 targets and 2 receivers of these first down plays. Running play over the middle. That is going nowhere. Potentially maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage there.
But are you a big Fortnite player, Logan?
Very odd question, but I am not, Holden.
The new Fortnite Mares event has been quite enjoyable. I've been playing with my crew. We've been getting some victory royales.
It's good to hear, good to hear. Pennington communicating with Ray J. Scott Harbolt. Ray J to block the man over the right side. And penalty on the field for a gain of maybe like 3.
Keller hurt first by Caleb Young.
That's the
Pick up a 4 on the play.
4-yard pickup, 3rd and 6. It's manageable. What's up, ma'am? Pennington drops back to pass. Unloads down the sideline. Caught! Parker Davis up the sideline. Beautiful throw and catch for a huge first down inside the 10. That is just what this offense needed, Holden.
The momentum has really been turned on its head.
Even the student section's starting to get rowdy.
But this might be another Highlands situation. This might be a very exciting game.
I sure hope so, Holden. I really would like to see an end off on a good game. Man in motion.
Running man
Takes
in
the
motion.
handoff. And
Brandon Keller, the ball carrier.
Keller maybe gets about 2 or 3 on the
About
carry.
3 on the play, brings up a
Not
second
quite
and
sure.
7.
But did you see that moon last night, Logan?
Holden, the moon was magnificent.
It was very
Space is a
large.
very extraordinary thing. Keontae Scott in motion. Pennington gets sacked in the backfield there.
Threw away a few of our plays there, but still got, what, 1 down?
It's 3rd down here, 3rd and 7. It's very manageable. Unfortunately,
On the play, brings up a 3rd and 11.
they want a first down. They got to get. It's actually 3rd and 11. They got to get to the 1-yard line if they want a first down here. So it's pretty much all or nothing here on this play, Holden.
But even still, I wouldn't be upset if this didn't go anywhere because that interception was beautiful.
Play fake, and Pennington is hit in the backfield again. Just like that, it is 4th down. President's not able to capitalize off that huge throw and gain from Parker Davis. They're actually going to bring out Jackson Shipley.
You see a potential
For a
field
field
goal
goal.
play here?
They have not done this all year. Maybe they're learning from their past mistakes. Maybe they're learning from the broadcast. They need to take points when they can. And in an important game like this, in a rivalry game, in senior night like this, you need to take the points when they're valuable. Shipley's kick is up.
Oh.
And it is good. Fireworks going on. 37 yards, and they're not letting him kick regularly. Unbelievable. Presidents take a 3-0 lead here right before the first quarter ends.
Not a horrible way to end off the first quarter. Of course, we would have loved to see a touchdown, but that doesn't always happen. So, was there a costume night? Was that the last one that I missed?
I believe that's in Galleon next week.
It's away this year. That is too bad.
It's very unfortunate. Luckily, though, Galleon is a closer drive than Ontario they're holding, so if you want to make one more appearance, I may have to see you there.
That's a very special circumstance last week, Logan. It's a rare occurrence I'd get out of my cave.
His cave. We need to free holding out the cave. You heard that from the broadcast here on Marion Harding Telecom Productions, and they're subbing Cartel Stinson onto the field for the kickoff. Just about 3 minutes exactly left here in the first quarter as Shipley unwinds to kick the ball up the field. And it is being returned from the 5-yard line. Oh, a little bit of a shoving action there on the sidelines. Players needing to separate each other.
So, Logan, please enlighten me. On the kickoff, do you want to kick it further or closer?
So, Holden, I would honestly say you want to kick it higher and farther. Try to keep it as much in the air as long as you can to get your players down there so they have no opportunity of recovery. Now, it's easier said than done. Keeping a football in the air for a long time is a very difficult thing when it's off the ground. Motioning the entire side to the right, maybe looking for a run to the right, and they do. And he gains a lot of pretty serviceable yards. They're about 5, maybe 6.
But, considering last week was my first football game experience, I've not been to one where I wasn't in the band or up here. It was extremely cold, Logan. I did not bring a blanket nor a jacket. And
not wearing a jacket is crucial. You had to at least wear something underneath. It's a very rookie mistake on your behalf, honestly. Rookie mistake.
Definitely a newbie mistake. Not one I'd make again, but definitely a devastating one.
Handing the ball off. Oh! Like a man got flipped over his side, and he still did not get really. Getting about 2 yards on the gain.
Well, also, the people that were kind enough to take me to the game, they were owners of stadium seats. And I'll tell you what, Logan, once you sit on one of those, you cannot go back to the bleachers.
So are you saying people who are going to games like these should invest?
If you're a regular football attender, absolutely.
Running again, and he is tackled in the backfield by Caden Marsh, returning from injury. That's going to be a 4 and out, I believe, from the Spartans.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up 4th and
It's like for the
5.
first time they're going to be sending their special teams unit out. Their punter, unfamiliar with him. Looks to be
Set the punt away for Pleasant
It
Harrison Moore.
does look like number
Harrison
3.
Moore ready to punt it.
Number 3 has a bit of a cast on his hand.
Those players are always tough to stop. They're very very awkward looking punt. Returned by Griffith. And he is met by a plethora of Pleasant special teamers. Griffith actually a Pleasant transfer, playing against his former team. So it's very bittersweet for him to be able to play against the team that he actually started on.
That is true. Perhaps a coming of age story for the Agents. But as we get closer to Halloween, Logan, I think it's about time we discuss candy. Are you more of a fruity or a chocolate candy kind of guy?
You know, Holden, honestly, throughout my years, I've always been a fruitier candy type of guy. But honestly, man, I don't eat candy a whole lot anymore anyways. It's a pretty rare sight. I usually eat sweet treats. As Ray J takes the end around there for about 5 yards.
I do believe there is a time and place for candy, but I'm a ride and die chocolate guy. Give me a Reese's and I'm going to tear it up.
Okay. So my question is, Holden, are you going trick-or-treating this year?
You know, I'm getting towards retirement age on that one. Some say it's never too late, but...
Are you at least going to dress up?
You know, I've never been a big celebrator of Halloween, Logan,
okay.
unfortunately.
As they hand the ball off to Keller, getting about a yard or two there. It's going to bring up 3rd and short as the first quarter comes to an end.
I dressed up one year as a mummy. My grandma actually works at the hospital, and she has access to gauze wraps.
Thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings for providing our press box crew with tonight's snack.
What?
We're back.
Welcome back after that short commercial break. You know, Logan, those grills are really smoking it up. I can smell it from up here.
A little bit of a combination between the grills and the fireworks. Set off a live fireworks pregame for the band and the field goal for Shipley. As Pennington stops and gets the first down there. Lead from a comeback route there from Parker Davis. Moving the chains there and making a President's first down.
Not a whole lot of points in the first quarter, but quite eventful. Here's the cheerleaders are deploying rubber footballs into the crowd.
I want him to throw one up here, Holden, honestly. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them can throw it up here.
You know, you never really notice the press box until you become aware of it. You know, it's hidden.
Like a locked part of the map.
Yes, it's hidden from those that do not have the knowledge. Not a high enough level, you could say, yes.
2nd and 8 here for the Presidents after a 2-yard gain from Keller on the ground. Pennington takes the snap, throws the ball out for a screenplay, and unfortunately that is read easily by the Spartans defense, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long here behind the sticks. Not a favorable drive so far, but they have completed the first 3rd down trial. 3rd and short. Can they do 3rd and long now? Here on 3rd and 13, 47-yard line in the second quarter. Presidents are up 3, but I can't imagine they want to stop just at 3 points. I can imagine the drive and the feeling they would get out of scoring a lot more against their main rival. As they drop back the pass, Pennington throws it. It is intercepted there by Pleasant. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Looks to me there was no one in the vicinity there. It was kind of just throw to the throw to the dirt, maybe. But
throwing that ball at his demons.
That was a very rough look there from Connor. Hopefully the defense can make a stand and stop points from happening, because that is a crucial way for Pleasant to step back into this game.
But it really is a back and forth game here, it seems.
Almost certainly. A lot of brute strength between these teams, a lot of speed, athleticism, hard work. Harding tends to frame this game as Ohio State would frame their Michigan game at the end of the year. This is a very important game for them as Owen Lowry drops back the pass, and it is missed there. In coverage was Cameron Faggs. And that'll bring up second and 10.
Lowry's pass intended for Lathan McCann.
Definitely good that didn't go through.
They are known to let up a few deep balls. Boppin, for example, let a couple of them down. In Ontario. Excuse me, folks.
But Logan, I've heard whispers on the grapevine about fantasy football. I believe the season is underway.
It's been underway for a few weeks, and let me tell you something, Holden. My team is not looking amazing. A lot of my players have been injured, underperforming. I've had to make a few roster switches because it was just so unfortunate how the season was playing out. So far, so good this week. My defense scored 21 points. So hopefully that's leading to brighter times ahead.
So now I've never partaken in fantasy football. Is it like Retro Bowl?
So fantasy football, you actually play. It's basically it can be a gambling, but it's a non-gambling way of you betting on players. As Lowry takes the option, and he's going to scramble for a first down. The entire defense trying to read the run up the middle, and he takes it out wide. And that's going to be a first down, getting them about on the 35-yard line of the Presidents, getting back into territory.
I know we're about a year late to the party, but sports betting in Ohio is still a relatively recent addition.
Nothing wrong with sports gambling, honestly, though. There's nothing wrong with it. I personally don't do it. I'm underage. That's illegal.
That's true.
I do not do that.
We do not
As
endorse.
the Spartans line up in I formation, they hand the ball off over the middle. And this time the Presidents did not see the run coming somehow. Seems to me that Pleasant has been running a plethora of run plays and not a lot of passing. So you'd think they'd adapt and, I don't know, potentially stop the run. But they just have not been able to make a full, complete stop to this Pleasant offense. They've shown flashes. That last drive, the 3-and-out was beautiful, but they have not looked great this drive, Holden.
Now, I'm not sure how big of a YouTube or a TV watcher you are, Logan, but considering the time of the year, it's about election season, and Ohio's a swing state. I'm not going to name names, but they've been campaigning real hard this year. About every ad is just ad.
Absolutely. Personally, I cannot stand getting political ads no matter the party.
It's always just some rigmarole about some guy doing some
A couple
stuff.
times, I'd understand it, but every single commercial break, you're getting too much, man. You're pushing it down my throat. I don't want to see that.
And you never hear about how good a guy is. You only hear about how bad the other guy is.
Lowry, the ball carrier.
I believe Pleasant getting a first down there. First down just outside of the red zone, if not in the red zone. I believe the 20-yard line's the red zone, my bad. Just outside as a 1st and 10. Lowry, empty backfield, man in motion. Very lazy excuse for a running man motion. That's going to be a QB keeper trying to switch up the direction. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, my.
Likely holding from Pleasant.
Preliminary indication is holding against
And it is. Unfortunate for the Pleasant offense. You know, it was a little bit of a strong drive, and they're going to get pushed back another 10 yards. The last time this happened, Holden, they escaped their drive with no points, going for it on 4th down and throwing an interception into the end zone. It was very unfortunate for them. So maybe shades of that happening again, not necessarily saying they're going to throw a pick, but potentially escaping with no points.
You know, people really underestimate the power of momentum. You know, once you get that ball rolling, it's hard to stop.
One thing I would also like to mention that people underestimate is having a good kicking and punting crew. Being able to get those points from about the 25, 30-yard line, like the field goals that Jackson's able to take. He's a very valuable player for the Presidents, being their only scorer so far tonight. Pleasant not having a surefire kicker as Harrison Moore a little bit struggled on that punt. As a huge gain, maybe getting about 17, 18 yards there. Getting all the penalty yards back and more.
2nd and 3. Correction. Gain of 16. 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Definitely, it seems our defense definitely struggles. Not our strong suit.
But
obviously,
it can be.
They have their moments, of course. Usually you do not see them getting through the line. Usually that's not what you see.
They're good. They're usually good at stopping the run, so it's very unusual to see them struggle with a team like Pleasant, who is primarily running. You figured they'd match up well, considering their strengths and their weaknesses, having to match up against each other.
But, you know, sometimes crazy stuff happens, you know. Even
crazy stuff does happen, Holden.
The most favored to win sometimes doesn't.
And there's still an entire half. Speaking of crazy stuff that's happened, the Mount Vernon game earlier that we commentated, the first game that we got to talk about. And we didn't get to commentate this game because unfortunately it wasn't for us, but Pleasant had a huge shocker, getting absolutely obliterated by RV. At RV, it was a very unfortunate showing for them. I believe they got shut out. So there's been a lot of heartbreak, a lot of shock. Pleasant there for a minute was in the contention for the top part of the MOAC, and they racked up a few losses, unfortunately, and kind of fell short of the racing. Still a solid team, as they've established here. It's 4th and 3, though.
Definitely, conversion is not impossible here, for sure.
Very possible inside the red zone. Shows you that they do not have a lot of faith in the kicking unit. So holding them to these 4th down conversion attempts may just have to be the go, as Pleasant seems to be their 2nd timeout of the half.
Understandable timeout.
Still 5 minutes to go. Still have 1 minute. I feel like still 1 timeout left. I feel like
might see some Harding timeouts coming out here soon.
Fans chanting "talk it over," maybe taunting the Pleasant sideline. Maybe the student section getting in the coaches' heads.
The mental is a big part of the game. Another underestimated part of the game, for sure.
Very underestimated. We see constantly when the mental and momentum is shifted, the penalties start to fly, the mistakes are glorified from either team. As Harding coming out of the timeout break, looking to stop the Pleasant Spartans on their second 4th down conversion in close aim territory. This time in the red zone, last time just outside the 30. Looks like they are stacking the middle. Owen Lowry, open man. Maybe watch for a QB run here. Throws it on an out route, and it is caught from Columber.
Very spread out play there.
Running 5 wide, I believe. Very difficult for a defense not to let at least one of those routes get open. And fortunately for Pleasant, moving the chains there. Getting inside the 15, just outside the 10.
Definitely putting the pressure on the Presidents.
Adding a tight end there. Running back moving to the left, potentially an inside zone up the middle. And it is. Oh, it's a QB sneaker, an option play. And this time it is snuffed out. Hit behind the line is Lowry very aggressively. Maybe a little bit of extra stuff at him when he looked like a little bit down there, and they still were diving at him.
I mean, they really pushed him back there. That was about 5 yards. That might
Second
be
and 14, just a yard off. Very good call there, Holden.
That might be a drive-winning play.
Drive-winning play.
Drive-winning play.
Drive-winning play there. Potentially a huge momentum shifter as well for the defense. Maybe shooting them with a little bit of confidence that they need.
Again,
rolling out left. Lowry looking downfield to the end zone. Oh my Lord! What a grab from Columber. Giving him a little talking to the ears. And a prayer set up from Lowry. Getting through 2 defenders.
First touchdown of the game. Definitely an eventful one.
Not what you want to see, though, for the President's defense, though. Letting up another deep throw for a touchdown. They have been very inconsistent with letting this up the past couple weeks as Ontario lit them up in the deep area of the field.
Definitely unfortunate, but there's still a half in the game.
Still a whole half in the defense and offense. They can come out with a little bit of fire here at the halftime. Heck, the offense can come down here and still score. As the extra point is up, and it is strongly kicked through. So it's a little bit strange that they didn't let him take that kick out there. It really shows that they are determined to score touchdowns only here in this first half.
Hey, sometimes when the score is down, you got to make a big play. But speaking of big plays, I find myself in some high-level math classes during school. I've been finding my way around a graphing calculator recently, and unfortunately I misplaced it before a very big test. And I was looking down in the dumps, I was looking glum, Sometimes you need that calculator, but I was able to squeak out a fresh 95% on that test.
Holden, I always took you as a math whiz, honestly. The glasses, the confident smirk. I always thought, this guy's a math guy.
It just goes to show, never give up, never back down, never what.
Holden, very good with numbers. Speaking of numbers, the Presidents are down by 4 points with just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Winding down is the first half. The Presidents are going to take over and potentially look to have one more offensive drive here, potentially escaping with a touchdown or at least a field goal to cut the lead down from 4-1 and maybe give them a little bit of momentum.
Momentum. But the Spartans have been very adamant about running that play clock to the absolute wires.
Absolutely. They have been using the clock as their advantage. They've been winding down as much as they can. They want to take off all the minutes they can to make sure that Harding's offense can't be on the field. There is a flag thrown there on the play as Caden Paz is tackled there on the 25-yard line. But I believe that's an illegal block in the back from the Presidents, and that's going to bring the play back.
So what about that block was illegal?
I believe when Pleasant's tackler was coming around, the blocker pushed him backwards away from the play, and he wasn't exactly engaged with it. So they do not like that. They do not allow it, and they will call it every single kickoff. And with that kind of call, that drives the play 10 yards back.
Definitely not what you'd like to see.
Ball will be placed at the Varsity 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
Pennington having Holloway in motion, looking downfield to Harbolt. It is intercepted there by Columber, the guy who scored the touchdown earlier. Unbelievable!
That was a very clean fumble recovery, though.
A lot of focus there on that interception there. Pennington trying to weave the defenders to double man coverage there on Ray J, and he still throws the ball on that over the middle post route. And that is going to be a costly interception at about the 42-yard line.
As we were discussing earlier, the mental is a big part of the game, and the President's mental cannot be doing too well
like
right
that. The Spartans have the ball just shy of where, 15 seconds off of when they had their touchdown, and they're already back in enemy territory. 4 wide receivers wide now, potentially an RPO situation here. Columber in motion, 5 people wide. Maybe a slant over the middle. To Columber. Oh, just out of reach barely. There. Still an excellent route there from Columber, being able to find the open spot in the zone against these linebackers. They need to drop in coverage.
Definitely very close to the Presidents there. If that pass had completed, we may see another touchdown on the board before the first half is over. Definitely need to play some hard defense. Maybe even, hopefully, try to get another interception. Maybe get some.
Oh, a little bit of trickery here. These people must think they're the Chiefs. Run up the middle, breaking off a few tackles. And he gets about 3 to 4 yards there, and that's going to be, I believe, 3rd and 6. Yeah, 3rd and 6 there.
But Pleasant's band is looking a bit empty today.
Yeah, Pleasant is not known for their band. A little bit of a smaller one, potentially the smallest in the MOAC. River Valley even upped their numbers after last season, and Pleasant still looks small. Something that's not small, Owen Lowry's arm as he lofts it down the field. Unfortunately, too much arm strength there for his own good, and that is thrown out of bounds a little too far. Columber seems to be chirping there.
Definitely, it seems like they're picking up on the President's struggle to stop those long passes.
The secondary is definitely getting picked on here from Lowry, but seems the bad blood is starting to spear out, man. Columber chopping it up with the DBs. Talking a little bit of trash. And it's going to be 4th and 6. Lowry talking to his head coach about what they want to do.
What was that play right there? Was that?
I believe that's another timeout there, Holden.
Oh, yep.
Just like that, Pleasant is out of timeout, so a very opposite side for the timeouts. The Presidents have all 3, have not used a single one all half. Very strange. Usually only have one about this time, and now they have all 3. Time management maybe seems to be a little bit of an issue here.
You know, those timeouts are a resource, and you got to use your resources.
Got to use them, man, but if Pleasant seems to get this first down and continues to wind the clock down like they have been.
But it's all about turning those resources into points. That's the name of the game.
And the best way to do so is having respect for players, coaches, officials, and the game. Represent your school and community well by committing to be a good sport. The kids are counting.
Columber lining up as the running back. They have a 3 bunch at the top of the field. Burns, the sole receiver, on the bottom. 4th and 6 here on the 37-yard line. Interesting to see what Owen Lowry in this offense does. Sending him on an out route, or an outside route, deep to Burns. And it is through the hands, it looks like. Very disappointing for this receiving group. They could add potentially another deep touchdown on this defense. And they seemingly just let that go through their hands.
They're definitely trying to push these long passes, but the execution just isn't there.
Just like that, Presidents are going to take over on the 37-yard line, just like that interception basically meant nothing there, Holden. Still unfortunate to see on the stat sheet and through the highlights. The Pennington in this offense needs to bounce back. They are only down by 4. They have all 3 timeouts. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Time is on their side.
It is absolutely still possible.
Seems to be press man coverage.
Absolutely still possible to end this half
screenplay.
of the time with a touchdown.
Seems to be about 7 yards on that gain, so pretty solid there.
Pennington's pass complete to Davis for a pickup of 6, 2nd and 4.
Is that another interception?
I am at a total loss for words. A second interception there for Connor Pennington in this offense. Pennington throwing his helmet there on the sidelines.
You got to be careful with the ball, man.
Tempers are flaring here on the President's sideline, getting very frustrated with their offense.
You know, I am just, I'm not sure what to say, Logan. But the President's hope of a touchdown this half is slowly dwindling. We're in a very good position for that interception, but it's not impossible, of course.
Holding this game. Oh, a little bit of an end around there for the receiver. Running to the outside, trying to get as many yards as he can, thrown into the bench.
Cole Bailey, the ball carrier.
Cole Bailey.
Knocked out of bounds by Landon Keller.
Ironically, I know that guy.
Oh.
2nd and 4.
Small world we live in.
Very small.
It's going to be 2nd and 4 here. Manageable for the for Pleasant.
Definitely, I don't think I've ever seen any other team do those mini huddles during plays. I'm not seeing
Man in motion, running man in motion. Lowry throws out wide to
Lowry's pass is complete.
I believe Adam Scouted.
Complete to Adam Scouten. He's dragged down by Justin Long. Loss of 2 on the play brings up a 3rd and 6.
Seemingly they somehow found a way to lose yards on a passing play. That's very interesting, Holden. I don't think I've ever seen that. At least on a route that developed like that. That is a regular forward route. Seems that they just had a few mistakes there. They're running 5 wide. Empty backfield for Lowry. They like to throw deep on these 3rd down plays, Holden. They're about where they were last time. And that is caught there from Columber.
To Columber, pickup of 7, 1st down play.
But you do have to be glad that that pass did go through. That could have been a much more devastating loss than just 2 yards.
It seems that loss of yards didn't even matter as they got the first down there, getting to the 24-yard line. Empty backfield again, 5 wide receivers. Collinburn Burns up top. He's looking, testing Fags, and it is caught! Touchdown, Dylan Burns! High-fiving the fans on the sidelines. And just before halftime, they score another touchdown with just 1:16 to go.
You definitely some gaps in the defense there, but again, the game is not over till it's over.
On for the extra point, Van Houten.
Very strange shooting off the fire pyrotechnics after we just let up a touchdown. Very interesting strategy there from the
definitely
Pyro
that the Pyro team's pyro fingers a little itchy. Needed to get one out of there.
Maybe they're trying to waste the flames.
I mean, you pay for the propane, you might as well use it.
Extra point from Moore is up, and it is good. As the Spartans extend the lead to 11 points from 4.
Have you ever seen a failed one-point conversion, Logan?
I have seen multiple extra points being missed. I can't recall which times. Maybe not even this season, but I have for certainly seen it.
That's definitely, I'm sure they practice that like free throws in basketball.
It's definitely strange when it happens, and it's usually a huge mental block for the kickers. But it's very happy for me to see that the kickers, from this season at least, have locked in.
You can't play forever, but that doesn't mean you can't stay.
I believe I recall you saying you enjoyed sweet treats. Was that
Enjoyed
correct?
what?
Sweet treats, or was
Sweet
I
treats,
misheard you?
yeah, like
What,
ice cream and whatnot.
What kind do you usually go for?
Ice cream usually. That's the go-to.
That feed for Marion.
We usually don't do canes. I feel like
Scott Harble.
it's a little too rough on my teeth sometimes.
That's true, and it's getting expensive nowadays. Really.
Yeah. The inflation market is not very friendly to anybody, let alone high schoolers.
I was
Very
at
interesting that they didn't let the kick go out of bounds, but it is up the sideline. Cameron Fags getting a little bit of redemption there after he let up that touchdown play. And that puts them in phenomenal field position with still 3 timeouts to go. In just about a minute. Holden, if you're this offense, looks to be a man down.
Always hate to see that.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to Harding Telecom Digital Media. Unlike television, print, and radio media, which are all one-way communications, digital media creates an interconnected world of interactive communications that puts you in control of content creation and broadcasting. As a member of Harding Telecom, we have 3 ways of building your digital media skills. As an underclassman, you can...
And we are back. Thankful to see the Pleasant guy walk off the field, but it is very unfortunate seeing someone go down, especially with leg injuries. Those are typically the worst types of injuries outside of a neck or head injury, but any injury is horrible in my opinion.
Well, of course, but you always hear about those torn ACLs. Those can be
Absolutely,
career-ruining.
especially if that is the case, knock on wood. God hope it's not, as there's a screenplay to Parker Davis for the Presidents, trying to break loose outside. And Davis maybe getting back to the Oh, Davis getting about 5 yards on the play. I guess by depth perception on this close side is a little bit scarce. That's not a good sign, Holden. I might have to end up with glasses like you.
Well, glasses do give you a +1 intelligence buff.
+1 intelligence attribute, huh? Pennington snaps the ball, shotgun, taking space, running the ball. And that is that aforementioned guy with the wrap on his glove. Those types of guys look very intimidating, Holden, as there is no penalty if they still arm tackle you with the double arms to the chest. So getting hit with one of those casts, I'm sure, is not good.
Nope. And it's definitely a mental factor there. You have to be pretty strong to go out there and play when you got a cast on your hand. So definitely a different kind of beast you're working with there.
Pennington looking to the sidelines. 21 seconds on the clock. The Presidents have not used any of their timeouts. Pennington stepping up in the pocket. Tripped up. Timeout called there by the Presidents and Mr. Coach Williamson there.
About time for a timeout.
About time for it. Certainly as they got the first down there.
But a very contentious topic around these parts is the jersey overrated? What do you think?
The jersey.
The jersey. You ever been? You've never been?
No, I used to work there, Holden.
Oh, okay.
No, it is. It's not overrated, Holden.
Not.
It's.
Many would disagree. Not me. Not saying me. They're the best.
Pennington stops in the pocket, pushing Dylan Holloway in motion, and Ray J getting a little bit of extra yards after breaking the tackle off Dylan Burns there.
Do you think we're going to see the other two timeouts here? Or do you think
we very well could see, I think, at least one more. I'm not sure if there's time for them to fit the plays in, honestly. A little bit of confusion there from the Pleasant defense as the sideline is yelling.
Yeah, maybe the hopes of ending this half with a touchdown isn't impossible.
Pennington steps up in the pocket, running sideline to sideline, coast to coast. Touchdown, Marion Harding. There is a flag on the play, though. Holding on the President's unbelievable call there.
That is just too unfortunate.
Fans in the stands are not pleased with the call from these refs. The Zebras sure definitely hearing it from the Marion Harding fans tonight.
Well, nobody's going to be happy about canceling a touchdown.
At the Pleasant 27-yard line.
That was a beautiful drive. Absolutely.
The kick is about from the 35-yard line, folks. That means this kick is about 45 yards out. This would be the longest kick Jackson has made all season, most certainly, and definitely the farthest attempt we have even seen at home. 4 seconds on the clock. Shipley's kick is blocked. It is recovered by Columber. Flag on the play. And there's a President down there on the field. I believe that is Maddox Simmers.
That is just too bad.
A legal blindside block there on Pleasant.
So that was not a legal play then, is what?
Very illegal play, actually. Seems to be the reason why Maddox Simmers was shooken up and now is on the sidelines. Never want to see those types of plays happen, especially if they are out of pure aggression. That is a seemingly less petty play there from the Pleasant special teams unit. And this could potentially take the game to halftime. I thought if it was they are sending this game to the locker rooms, and that will be the first half, folks. So, score, Pleasant Spartans 14. The home, Marion Harding Presidents 3. Down by 11. 1 half to go in this senior night rivalry game. More to come after this.
Absolutely an explosive first half there.
Very explosive. Welcome back to the broadcast for Marion Harding versus Pleasant rivalry week, as well as senior night for Marion Harding. Coming out of halftime, 14-3. Presidents are trailing by 11 to the Spartans.
Definitely a big week here. Senior night and rivalry.
Unfortunately, the Presidents have not been able to keep up with the big game atmosphere. They are down by 11. Holden, what do you think that they need to do to potentially get a resurgence of life in this team, specifically the offense?
Well, definitely. Well, you said the offense, but those messy passes have definitely been killing us.
Absolutely. The deep balls from Owen Lowry to the plethora of receivers that he's throwing to, Columber and Dylan Burns. They are two very talented receivers, Dylan being a senior and Alec, I believe, being a junior.
This is your last chance to enter the 50-50.
There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but we might be getting a little too ambitious. Might want to reel it in a little bit, but I'm absolutely still able to run it back here. Seems we're a little low on staff up here in the telecom press box.
Very out of character, honestly. Typically, there's a little too many people up here. Now there's too little. It seems that we can't find a strong balance.
Definitely hate to see it. I know last year we definitely struggled with attendance. Absolutely, but this year... definitely been more spirit.
All right, Holden, here we go. Last half of President football at the White House. Spartans getting ready to kick it off. Presidents trailing by 11. Season may be over, playoff-wise, but this game sure matters to everyone in attendance. And a very anticlimactic moment there as the ball falls off the kicking stand. Seen that a couple times this year.
But definitely, this would be an impactful win for either side. Even like you said, no one may be going to the playoffs, but definitely end the season off for at least home games on a bang.
Moore kicks the ball off this time. And it is recovered by Ray J. Scott Harbaugh, who is trying to take it coast to coast, looking for blockers. As he is brought down just shy of the 35-yard line, and the Presidents will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Return is good for about 24 yards.
I would say our kickoff performance is usually pretty solid.
Marion Harding, 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
Typically always find ways to get yards out of those plays. Getting yards out of offense seems to be a little bit of a challenge at times. You have that big playability with the receiving and running back group that you have, but unfortunately, it just seems that sometimes these pieces that they have just can't click. Pennington drops back to pass, surveying his options, scrambling, and he is hit flag in the backfield, potentially going to be a holding, and it is a holding penalty against the Presidents.
Penalty is holding against Marion Harding.
Very unfortunate to see.
Not a great way to start off the drive.
Going to drive him back 10 yards to the 24, killing the field game that they had from Ray J's return, and now they're going to have a lot longer of an attempt to try to get this first down and continue this drive here.
Definitely not impossible, though, as most things.
Bennington drops back to pass, running back to block, and he is brought down again. Number 24 on Pleasant, that edge rusher, has been a nightmare for them to block. Harding's offensive line is already shorthanded with the injury of their center, and Justin Long coming in and having to play a little bit of center, a little bit of guard, a little bit of everything. I believe they have Lucas Keller out there right now at left guard, and Justin Long there at center. Not too typical offensive linemen, not small guys, but typically not the size or build as an offensive lineman. And that definitely hurts them over the middle, as they're going to have to double team with those guys typically. 2nd and 24, and the ball is dropped. Recovered by Pennington, looking downfield, escaping one tackle, and running through Columber.
Fumble on the play, picked up and carried along by Connor Pennington.
Now it's still going to be 3rd and long, but it's going to be a lot more manageable than what it was.
Definitely get a little questionable there at the beginning, but they're able to get it back. No
Made something out of nothing, Holden. That's how I look at it. It's amazing that they even got yards out of that play, let alone a 14-yard gain to set it up. 3rd and 10 from the sticks, the original line of scrimmage. Can they get to the 45-yard line? Pennington drops back to snap once again. Pressure in his face. Holding looks to be the call again.
I always wondered, does the quarterback play the whole game, or is there like a substitute quarterback?
There is a backup quarterback. Unfortunately, though, I'm not sure if they have a quarterback that they're comfortable starting right now over Connor.
Definitely got to take into account the fatigue. These guys are trained. They can definitely go at it hard for a long time, but they can't go at it forever.
Bennington constantly running for his life on those plays. Like you mentioned, Holden, eventually it's going to take the wind out of him, and it's going to be a very slow-paced offense. Maybe try to look towards running the ball a little bit more. As Shipley's punt is off. Taking a decent to solid bounce there. Getting at about the 20-yard line. So punting it from the 34. About, 50-yard punt? Something like that?
Very
the
nice.
Numbers, guys. Something like that, huh?
Something like that.
Something around that range. Something
In that
around
area.
that. In the area. I'm cool with that. So the Presidents will start their first defensive drive here against the Spartans here at the 20-yard line. Defense has looked very off and on, very consistent and not consistent at the same time. They'll be able to stop the run over the middle and get a quick 3 and out on a drive, and then the next play they'll get absolutely gutted by the running game and then torched over the middle for a post scout. It's been a very inconsistent game from this defense, as they have 2 tight ends out there to block. Play action, throw over the middle to Burns, and it is broken up there from Caden Paz. That is the kind of energy and poise that we need from these defensive backs to really kind of take over this game defensively, Holden.
It really makes you wonder, what's the difference between those consistent plays and the not so consistent plays? Was it miscommunication, fatigue, mental? Who knows? But
maybe just not being all checked into the play. Sometimes guys get zoned out, checked into their own mental or whatever other people are doing, and they don't really get time to focus on themselves and whatnot. So there's a lot that goes into the game. It's a very difficult very difficult thing to really get a hold of. As Pleasant runs the ball there on 2nd and 10, getting about 2 yards. Switching the personnel of the 2 tight end group to the 5 wide receiver wide. Pleasant likes to run these empty set motions. You gotta wonder when the Presidents are going to adapt and be able to stop this.
I have faith in them. We've crazier combats have always happened, as I say.
Drops back the pass. Intended for Burns, and it is incomplete. A little bit out of reach there. And Paz again, the man in coverage. Seemingly starting to figure out Burns' route combinations.
That incompletion brings up a 4th and 6 for the Spartans. Benson on to run away.
Definitely the tempo slowed down a bit here.
Glover and Griffith backbeat for the Presidents.
Juju Glover and Jaden Griffith out to return the punt from Harrison Moore. Punt decent. Out to the side of Glover. And the ball is out at about the 34, 35-yard line. The Presidents will take over about where they did last drive.
Going punt for punt.
Back-to-back drives of defensive holds. So defense is coming out of halftime looking strong. It's see if potentially Harding's offense can finally get that going.
But Logan, are you familiar with Pokemon Go?
I think I am.
You ever played?
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day. What was that, 2016?
Oh, I think it could have been before that.
So good, man.
Classic game. Obviously not as prominent as it once was, but still a good player base. Still a worthwhile game.
Pennington drops and throws to Holloway outside, getting about 7 yards on the reception. And Holden, to your point, I personally think the old DS games of Pokemon are better than that.
Well, of course, I don't think anybody would argue with you on that one, but Nintendo really gatekeeps their games. I'm not going to buy a Switch to play Pokemon.
Pump fakes. And again, another hitch route there to Holloway. They are picking apart the short yards. Nothing over 5, it seems, but it is working right now. Seems the Presidents have seemingly moved away from the run game in Landon Keller. It's a very interesting move, honestly. Another interesting move is not having Scott Harbolt back there to run the ball anymore. As Keller stiff arms, making me eat my words and getting a solid 7 to 8 yard carry there.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about those consistently getting those yards. You don't have to get the 10 yard in one play every time.
Handing the ball off again. It seems like they're listening to the broadcast, Holden. We told them they got to start incorporating the run game in this offense to make it exploit again. And Holden, this is the 2nd or 3rd time they have moved the chains this drive. As the fans roar and Brett McCrary says the very known chant, Keller gets about 4 yards on the carry. The Presidents continue to just eat yards out of this drive.
Again, really, it's been a close game. There's been a few miscalculations, but despite that,
from the Presidents, not a forced fumble, but a fumbled snap recovered. And that's another hitch route, this time to Keontae Scott on the outside. Columber in the coverage. Seems to be a holding call. Not exactly sure where the holding occurred there.
But passions in the stadium have been rising all around us here.
The fans are not happy with that call, and very understandably. And just like that, seemingly all the momentum that the Presidents had kind of shot away. And now it is 2nd and long from the 46-yard line.
And you can't blame the refs for the calls. They're just doing the job, but
just trying to see what they see out there on the field as Pennington is sacked there once again from the familiar face number 24. Metzer has absolutely had his way with this offensive line of Harding. You know, Holden, one thing I'm starting to wonder is, why haven't they double-teamed this guy?
You know, sometimes from our point of view might be clear, but maybe they didn't think of it. You know, maybe.
Only rushing 3 or 4 guys every run. Not a lot of blitzing. Let's see if they do here on 3rd and long. 3rd and 18 here for the Presidents. Play action. Looking deep.
Going for a Hail Mary play.
There is no call there for...
Sometimes you gotta make those plays, and they don't always work out. But
a little bit of a outside throw there. He didn't exactly keep it in bounds for Keontae.
I was wondering, Logan, does soccer do senior banners like football?
They do, actually. We recently got ours because our season is almost over. It's over tomorrow, I think. Or not over tomorrow. We have a playoff game tomorrow, but it's going to be a very difficult one. Speaking of difficult, Keaton Ward on senior night showing out on special teams. Tracking Jackson's punt down to the 1-yard line. And this is going to make Pleasant's offensive drive a lot harder. If they want to score a touchdown, Holden, they are going to have to go 99 yards up the field.
The D has been strong and hard today. Definitely just going punt for punt for punt, bat to bat to bat.
You know, I'm actually a really big fan of these very heavy defensive games.
You get to see more plays because everybody loves a 50-yard getting out of there.
Everyone likes a high-scoring game, but I like it when it comes down to the grits, the brute, the strength, the tackling, the type of concentration that you need to win a close defensive game like this. As the Spartans are looking to just get out of safety-looking territory, as this could be a very costly play for them, as they're in I formation, likely running over the middle, and they do. Not getting any yards, though, on the play, if any.
Brought down by Lucas Keller. Loss of 1 on the play.
A loss of 1. 2nd and 11 on the 2-yard line. My mistake, folks. It was on the 3, but now on the 2-yard line.
They are basically in that end zone right now.
Quarterback taking snaps in the end zone opposite of the one you're trying to score is not a good sign for any team. Especially for a team like Pleasant who likes to get the ball out quickly.
Flag on the
play.
It
looks to be a false start there from Pleasant. I don't know how much closer they can get to the end zone, but we're about to find out, Holden.
Again, that punt must have really gotten to him.
Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line.
1-yard penalty, knocking it back. 2nd and 12 on the 1-yard line. Holden, if you're the Harding defense, you have to make a play here. This is a crucial time, crucial down, crucial drive. You're down by 11. You need a resurgence. There's only 5 minutes left in this quarter. Got to make a play here.
Time is wearing down, but again, I got faith. Never impossible.
5 wide, taking a snap, launching it down the field. And that ball is incomplete, intended for Burns. Couldn't exactly even kind of get a head around for that one. It looks like he couldn't exactly track the pass. That's going to be 3rd and 12 at the 1-yard line for the Spartans.
Definitely conversions looking more and more guaranteed.
Smoky night here. Moon glaring. Smoke covering the lights. Insane atmosphere. Rolling out left. Throws. It is complete to Cole Bailey, who is, tackled very aggressively out of bounds there. And there's a flag thrown
Definitely
right after
heard
the
that
play.
One.
That looks to be against the Presidents, potentially not being able to keep their mouths shut after the tackle. A little bit of chirping there, and that might just give Pleasant a free first down, ladies and gentlemen.
Indication is unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Again, passion gets high. You know, people get excited, but you need to just try to prevent those things as much as
That's
possible.
the issue there, Holden, though. This isn't excitement. This is a very important part of the game, and you're making very, very low IQ plays. Tackling someone aggressively out of bounds and then chirping in their ear. There's no need for that. 3rd and 12. Now turn to a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Spartans send a man in motion. I formation change to a 4-wide tight end in motion. Sending 5 over the line. Doesn't seem to work as well as Niederhauser gets about 3 or 4 yards on the carry.
Lucas Keller and Justin Long.
Man, Holden, the Kellers are a set of brothers for this team, man. They are really hard workers. They're both only juniors, and yet they play both sides of the ball simultaneously, and getting every single tackle out there is typically one of the Kellers.
Absolutely holding down the line magnificently.
Men in motion, 2 tight ends out there.
Love to see a running man in motion.
Heavy formation, run up the middle. Goes nowhere.
Niederhauser, the ball carrier.
Niederhauser is struggled to find his footing, it seems. Having a few solid plays here and there. Sending Jerry Williams in there. A senior corner, very important for him to be out there. One of the more talented defensive backs they have. Didn't have a strong showing against Ontario, but playing against a 3-star Ohio State commit will do that to you.
Definitely time to start pulling out all the stops. Taking off the gloves.
Looking for the out route, and Columber is tackled. And it looks to be a first down for Pleasant. Columber being a very, very good safety valve for Owen Lowry tonight.
Again, theme of this game is momentum, Logan. You know, they got that first down, and they're going to run with it.
Pleasant and Harding both taking chunk plays to the game. Not a lot of explosive plays here in this third quarter yet.
Definitely a lot of the energy was spent in the first half.
We'll see if some of that energy can be recaptured as a action play. Rolls out right. Adams chasing, and the ball is short. Intended for Cole Bailey. Seems Lowry is trying to target Cameron Fags in these coverages, but Fags is just not letting this happen. He has been very shut down ever since that last big catch that he let up in the first half. And they are sending Ray J. Scott Harbold out there in substitution for Landon Keller. Landon, a hard-working two-way athlete playing running back and linebacker for the Presidents. Two of some of the most physically demanding positions on the field.
It's got to be tough to hold down 2 roles. Absolutely.
Two physically demanding roles like that. Play action. Throw to Burns out wide, and Williams, seems to run into the first down marker.
Dylan Burns, knocked out of bounds by Jerry Williams. Pick up
just short
9 on the play.
Of a first down.
And 1.
It's going to be 2nd and 1 here for the Spartans.
I mean, that last yard can be hard to secure sometimes.
If I'm being 100% honest, Holden, I thought he got the first down on that play. Sending Bailey down. I formation. 2 tight ends. Oh, looks to be a false start there. Potentially from the center, ironically.
Really?
You don't typically see that in football, let alone in high school football.
Center's usually a pretty good foundation for the team.
Trying to push the quarterback forward on that QB sneak, but unfortunately he got a little too antsy and snapped the ball a little too quickly there. And that's going to drop them back another 5 yards, making it 2nd and 6 here. A little bit more easy and manageable for the Presidents to stop them here.
Definitely was sweating a little bit with the 1 yard, but
having this 5-yard cushion definitely makes it a lot easier for this defense to really stand their ground and hold them from getting this first down. Seems that they have the 5 wide receiver formation in. Potentially an empty set right now. Coach calling over Lowry to discuss the play. The play clock starts now.
you know, Logan, it seems the signs on the sidelines are missing. No, there's no Peter Griffin or Glenn Quagmire on the sidelines.
No Xbox symbol anymore. There's no PlayStation symbols. It's very unfortunate to see. But I think it's just a change in the game, honestly. The technology that head coaches and coaching staffs across the country have nowadays, it's phenomenal. I mean, the way you're able to even just talk in your players' ears in high school. The fact that that's even a thing from 5 years ago. 5 years ago, that would have sounded absolutely insane. And now we have it.
Hey, technology is a rapidly progressing field, man.
Exactly. You can't stop it. So unfortunately, the signs will likely continue to not show up in the future, which is unfortunate because I always enjoyed the interesting images they would put on those signs to describe the plays.
Definitely have to get creative with some of those signs so that they can't even get
Exactly.
a smidgen of information from them.
2nd and 6 here. Empty backfield here. 5 wide. Owen Lowry likely looking upfield. Rolling out right. Flags rolling out at every corner. It is caught
Flags
by Cole
all
Bailey
over the play.
for a huge gain. But that play is likely coming back
The flag on the play.
as it looks to be holding against Pleasant's offense. And that's going to drive them back even further. Making it 2nd and 16.
You don't see flag and flag and flag often. That was a rare moment of synchronization by the refs there.
There was a flag at every which quarter, every which way, Holden. They made sure everyone knew that play wasn't happening.
You know what they say, everywhere, everyone all at once, I believe? Not sure, but...
Not sure if that's the saying there, as they have a man in motion looking right. Screenplay to Columber, trying to be shifty. And he has space! But there is yet again another flag here. And that play looks like it is coming back.
That was an absolutely beautiful juke, though.
But there is a flag on the play.
Very, very shifty from Columber. Unfortunate that the play's not going to call.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have your winning
This seems
ticket number.
the Spartans just cannot get anywhere with all these calls.
50 tickets. You hope it's your winner. Get out your 50-50 tickets. I've got your winning number. 30014-774. Again, tonight's winning 50-50 number 30014-774. Please take that winning ticket to the concession stand to claim your prize.
I've always wondered, what is the prize for winning the 50-50? Are you... Oh.
3 extra blockers on the field for this play. And it goes nowhere. Maybe getting a yard or 2 on that play. And it is going to be 3rd and forever.
Gain of 2 on the play.
only a minute left here in this third quarter to play. 1 quarter remains. And yet, Holden, there has been 0 change to the scoreboard this entire quarter.
Definitely, the Presidents have been having a hard time getting onto this ball and getting it down.
I would argue both teams have had a very difficult time moving the ball this half.
Just the defense from both teams has been solid.
As Pleasant takes a timeout here.
And again, like you said, solid defense games are fun, but when you're behind, you need to get on that offense. You need to make a play, get a breakthrough, something.
Both teams talking over on this 3rd and long. Third and 20 here for the Spartans.
Marion Logistics sets the standard of excellence for all.
Time is absolutely wearing down here, but
time is very valuable in this game, especially in these next 12 minutes and 52 seconds. If Harding wants to escape this game with a win, they're going to need to give everything they have for the season in these next 12 minutes and 52 seconds.
One little area the entire time.
definitely not a lot of ball movement whatsoever.
4 receivers wide, running back in the backfield, likely to help block for Owen Lowry. Lowry escaping pressure, being chased down. Tackled out of bounds, no penalty. Some people not happy with that. And that'll lead to a 4th down hold.
Finally able to get some yards on the board here.
Honestly, finally able to end the drive. Oh. Whistles being blown, likely to separate players on that play. Another flag after the play. Curious to see who this is called on.
Getting a bit out of hand here, Logan. Really,
another unsportsmanlike conduct on Marion Harding.
Definitely going to have a conversation with that after the game.
I mean, Holden, this is back-to-back times. Players on the field need to realize that this game is bigger than individuals. And this game matters for the entire team. All the 17 seniors on the football roster, all the cheerleaders, all the band members, all the fans that traveled out here, me and Holden.
And unsportsmanlike is such a rough penalty as well. This is a free first down.
15 yards, automatic first down. And too many of those, you can potentially get tossed from the game. So that is a very, very risky penalty to be called for. Linebacker right next to the ref. That looks very confusing. Looking downfield to Burns. Fags in coverage and is broken up. Burns is yelling for a flag, but he is not going to get it there. And that's going to lead to 2nd down for the Spartans at the 49-yard line, just shy of enemy territory.
2nd and 10.
Burns likely trying to draw a foul there, falling to the ground. That was not a dirty play at all there from Fags. Very clean coverage from him and the Presidents as they sub Sabrell off for Kwame Scott, another one of their seniors.
Only time is winding down in the first quarter. Still
37 seconds left. They are hurrying up to the line in I formation.
Still
likely a run up the middle, Holden. Niederhauser again getting about 3 to 4 yards. That's about his average per carry, if I'm being honest. I haven't really seen him explode for too many big runs, knock on wood.
3 on the play, 3rd and 7.
And they sub Scott off immediately. So Sabrell likely just needing a quick water break there. Lowry speaking to the head coach. What's the play call?
Looks like
They're going to take this to the end.
We'll not be having one more drive in the corner.
Holden, we have one more quarter. 12 minutes remain.
12 more minutes to decide the fate of this game. Not, close. Yes, it is. Close game for either side, really. It's anybody's game, in my opinion, still. We may be behind a little bit, but 2 touchdowns is not that far away.
Especially with how this defense has been able to lock in recently. It's been kind of astonishing to see how much they've been able to perform in the second half, especially. First half, their secondary got exploited, and unfortunately the run was tearing them up, whether it was inside or outside. Now they have really kind of held this this offensive run game to very minimalistic gains, and the receiving game has just not been able to cap off any big catches, at least from this half. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the momentum from this defense is going to be able to be carried on and brought into the fourth quarter.
Definitely, the ideas have been there, the plays have been solid, but the execution just is not always there. But it's a fresh quarter, it's a fresh start. We can absolutely turn it around here.
3rd and 7 here from the 48-yard line. Very big third down here for the Presidents and the Spartans. Lowry takes the snap, hands the ball off over the middle, and it is tackled for maybe a gain of 1. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Interesting decision to run it up the middle on 4th and kind of long. They're going to bring out the punting unit. Holden, I am very perplexed at that decision. They have been a very aggressive offense, and getting nothing out of that and still punting the ball is kind of perplexing, honestly. Maybe they're in the mentality of likely trying to ice the game, stop the Presidents from scoring. Moore back to punt the ball, and it is a boot. Absolute deep punt, but it is unfortunately for the Spartans a touchback. So that is going to bring the President's offense out to the 20-yard line and give them a lot better field position than where if it was down inside the 20, if Moore's punt was actually fielded by his team.
Definitely a lot of tough decisions being made out here. Like someone made up here, they could be tired. They were on full offense that entire quarter. And very little fruition came from it, too. They didn't really go anywhere.
Pyrotechnics seemingly trying to get that propane in use. Man in motion. Keontae Scott, potentially a screenplay. Looking deep field after surveying, and it is intercepted a 3rd time!
Actually, I believe that's the 4th time.
4th?
I believe so.
I believe that's 3rd, Holden. I believe that is the 3rd interception for this offense.
That punt play is making a lot more sense now. Again, our neutral game has been very consistent. There's not been a whole lot of gaps, but when we make a mistake, it's a major mistake.
A lot of emotion on the sideline here from every player out here, frustrated of the offensive struggles.
You fight and you're fighting those small mistakes. They add up.
Loss loss of about 1 brings up a 2nd and 11.
Second down here for the Spartans. 2nd and 11 as they lost a yard on the play. Seems to be the little bit of an anthem here for this second half. No yards to gain. These defenses have absolutely locked in. Unfortunately, the offenses have kind of checked out of this game and seemingly just ignored scoring.
You know, fatigue might set in, that mental might set in. 3 interceptions as we've seen on the field. That's not a happy camper for anybody.
Absolutely not, especially with the 0 touchdowns thrown or scored from this offense. It's got to be grueling. It's got to be grueling. It's got to be eating away at this offense, not being able to score points since that first drive when Shipley scored the field goal.
And definitely, it may not have led anywhere, but those 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, again, the mental game is just as important as the physical one. It's a mental and physical battle.
Play action. Sabrell read it perfectly.
Lowry's pass is complete to Cole Bailey for 8 yards.
Again,
seemingly that this fan up here is not happy.
There seems to be some doubts on the validity of that catch.
Ironic, though, considering the catch doesn't seem to amount to anything as it is still 4th down. So, bit of a yelling and rage war on the left room for a little bit of no reason.
Again, you know, rivalries like this, some people take it very seriously.
Bringing out raw and full emotion. As
Primal.
we see on the sidelines, we hear in the stands, we hear next door.
Absolute
They are
primal
hyper.
rage, primal anger from deep within.
Seems to be another timeout called.
Let Donatos be your next stop for a good food fast. Donatos, goodwill, and good pizza.
Absolutely, this timeout is going to be somewhat crucial to the game here. Trying to figure out what's going wrong, trying to course correct before it gets too out of hand.
Fourth and 6 here from the 20-yard line. The Pleasant Spartans are going for it inside the red zone. They score here. This potentially ices the game. Man in motion. Lowry rolling out left. Throws the ball.
Flag on the play.
Thrown. Every which way the ball is incomplete. Intended for Alec Columber on the outside. I believe that is a call on the Spartans. And that penalty is going to be declined, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Presidents saving themselves once again there, Holden.
Again, this is going to be an absolutely crucial drive here. We need to get some yards. We need to get down there to the end zone and make something happen. But like you said, the defenses have just been absolutely beyond locked in.
Even if they let up the big yard plays getting into the red zone and whatnot, it's a lot of bend, don't break from these defenses. Sure, you can dink and dunk under and get some chunk yards out, but in the end, Holden, it's not going to amount to anything. That is the mentality that these defenses have, and that is why there's been 0 points scored by either team in this second half. As Pennington goes back out there for another time, trying to shake off that third interception, potentially looking for the first touchdown of the game for Harding. Davis with a bubble screen. And he is tripped up there by Columber, getting about 5-6 yards on the play.
Still solid
Solid
gains
chunk
halfway
of
there.
change, if you would.
Trachtenberg.
Can never be mad about a 5-yard gain.
Pick up 6 on the play.
6-yard gain. How about
Oh,
that?
my,
One extra
my.
yard. Pennington taking the ball in shotgun formation. Quick hitch route to Holloway for the first down. It is caught.
To Dylan Holloway. They pick up at 6 yards and a first down. Varsity.
More pyro being used for the first down. If we keep this up, we might not have any more fire for a touchdown. Pennington shotgun takes another hitch route to Holloway, who's able to break off the tackle a tad bit and get about 8 or 9 on that reception.
Speaking of fire, it's too bad we haven't been able to see most of those fireworks out there.
I know. It's been a very large shame throughout this entire season, honestly, that we haven't been able to see those touchdown fireworks. They brought them back this year, and unfortunately, they just have not been used that much. Another screen play to Scott Harbolt. Blocked from Keontae, and that is another first down. Back-to-back first downs here for the Presidents.
Definitely the momentum is moving, it's
Maybe,
booming, it's grooving.
Accumulating a little bit of a drive here, Holden. Let's see if they can continue this type of momentum.
Definitely momentum this game has been killed by those small flag offenses. Penalties, fouls, are they called fouls?
Absolutely. The flags on the play, they cannot be called. They have to watch themselves and be very, very, very clean.
Pick up the 2 on the play. Second and 8.
Oh, Pennington has trouble with the snap. Luckily, takes a nice bounce for him, and he's just going to take off and run for it. Oh, a late hit there from Adam Scouting, and there seems to be a little bit of a yelling war, and there is a flag thrown.
Absolutely, the stadium exploded there.
Adam Scouting, the former Harding transfer, not liked around these parts apparently.
Pennington, the ball carrier, knocked that down. Late flag on the play.
I do believe that was hands to helmets, correct? And I do believe that is not legal. Is
Very
that
rough and confusing call there, not calling the late hit on Scouting as he was about 3 yards out of bounds when he got pushed. But then calling the penalty on a inactive Tremel Thompson-Reese. Tremel has not played all season as he has been recovering from an injury he suffered in basketball season. And Coach Williamson is not happy about that call.
I mean, the stadium absolutely erupted there. I don't think anybody is too pleased to see that.
Very furious from fans to players to coaches. Oh, offsetting foul, so they did call the penalty against Scouting for the late hit.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Dead ball, personal foul against the Spartans. And a dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty against the Marion Harding bench.
Fans are not happy that the bench seemed to have gotten penalized.
But still, I mean, the refs are making their best calls that they can out there.
That will bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Presidents.
3rd and 4 here for the Presidents after that very long and drawn-out situation. Seems to me that neither of these teams can right now handle the emotion that this game is bringing. As Pennington drops back to snap. Shotgun. Caught from Holloway. Will he have enough for the first, though? And they give it to him. That's going to be a Marion Harding first down. Another hitch route to Dylan Holloway. They have been playing this side of the field, Holden, specifically to a T, attacking Columber, a shorter corner, against one of their taller, more athletic receivers in Dylan Holloway. As Pennington rolls out left, looking for a receiver downfield. He's sliding. Very awkward looking slide there. Not exactly sure if he has practiced that a whole bunch.
But definitely good to see that foul did not kill the momentum. We're still
Absolutely.
moving.
Being able to bounce back on those types of plays is very important. And unfortunately, the Presidents haven't been able to do that a lot this year. So seeing them do that is a very, very refreshing scene for this offense. 2nd and 7 here on the 32-yard line. 6.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Presidents still trail by 11. Pennington rolling out right. Looking for someone. Thrown, caught!
Nice.
Unbelievable grab from Parker Davis on the sideline. In a small pocket in between 4 defenders. What a throw, what a grab, what a chain mover for this offense. A first down in the red zone. And they needed this after these last few drives.
Absolutely, we're getting real close. Getting real close for that
To
touchdown.
the nitty-gritty of this game. Too low for Scott Harbaugh. That might be a mood killer. That might be a mood killer.
That is unfortunate. So we got 3 downs in play.
Still got plenty of downs. 3 timeouts as well, Holden. Let's not forget that. They have been very wise and very smart about spending their timeouts, not even using them all in the last half.
Again, resource management.
4 wide receivers, 3 up top. Dylan Holloway, the sole one on the bottom. He is being looked at. Caught again! What concentration after the tip pass from Columber. They're saying it was incomplete and not fully controlled there from Holloway. And that is bringing up a lot of friction from the fans as well. Saying he didn't have full control during the catch. I'm not exactly sure how accurate that is.
Definitely, sometimes you win with these fouls and sometimes you lose with them.
Third and 10 from the 15-yard line. Fourth quarter. Just under 6.5 minutes to go. Crucial third down for the President's offense. Crowd's trying to make noise to throw Pennington off. Takes the ball in shotgun formation over the middle. Ball thrown to Keontae Scott for a touchdown. Nice. Unbelievable throw.
Absolutely unstoppable drive there as well.
Flag on the play. Looks to be a chop block though.
Again, it's just been call after call this game. I'm almost tempted to say there's been more yards gained through fouls than through running.
More yards lost through fouls. I would absolutely agree with that, Holden. Whoa! Whoa! 35-yard penalty? I could have swore you could only get 1 penalty per play. Okay.
Absolutely killer penalty there.
Getting a double penalty. Third and I don't even know how far.
3rd and 30.
I don't even know if Connor can throw 35 yards, let alone get the first down. He's escaping pressure, looking, and he is brought down by this Pleasant defensive line by all 4 members having nowhere to go. Fans exclaiming there was penalties on the play. None called there by the by the Zebras. Five and a half minutes to go. Presidents really needed something out of this drive, and unfortunately they are not going to escape with anything.
Absolutely unfortunate.
Unfortunately, a common reoccurring theme. Shipley's punt. Again. Oh, wow. What a creative play there from Keaton Ward. Again being highlighted on special teams. Keaton has played phenomenally today.
So do you want to break that down for us, Logan? What exactly happened there?
So the punt there cannot touch the end zone in order for it to remain not a touchback. So Keaton not keeping his feet on the ground, jumping in the air and throwing it backwards to keep it in play and make sure the ball was recovered at the 1 yard line. That's textbook. Absolutely textbook, Holden. Keaton has been recognized as honestly the best special teamer of tonight, man. You may not be able to bring in an impact on offense or defense. Any way you're able to put an impact on the field is important. And Keaton showing exactly why there.
Big shout out to Keegan for throwing it back.
Exactly.
Massive play there.
Exactly. Shout out to Keaton Ward for throwing it back there.
Now we're just burning the propane, it seems. Definitely.
Very celebratory over Keaton Ward's amazing special teams play there. As they line up on the 1 yard line, it's going to be a fullback dive. No safety, trying to push forward, getting about 2 yards there. 3 yards, my mistake. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the 4 yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go here, folks. The clock is winding down. Pleasant being a very clock-friendly, clock management style offense, as they like to call it in the pros. Trying to milk as much of it down as they can. Hiking the ball likely inside the 5-second mark for that play, the play clock right there.
Absolutely. It seems their strategy was getting the lead and absolutely take no risks and play that solid defense.
Lowry under center. Handing the ball off to Niederhauser again. But seems that Lowry tried to keep it there for himself. Ripped it away from Niederhauser and not getting any yards out of that play. In fact, barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd and kind of long, folks. 3rd and 7 from the 4 yard line. A huge, huge play here for the President's defense. If they are able to hold them, this can mean amazing and excellent field position for their offense to potentially score very quickly.
Niederhauser, ball carrier.
Niederhauser is stuffed short of the first down, and the offense is going to be taken off the field.
You see a lot of full team swaps here from the Spartans.
Oh, they are switching to the special teams unit. Surprising to me that they have an entire special teams offensive line. They don't keep any of their starters out there to help out. As Harrison Moore punting from his own end zone in between the middle of the eye right there. As he prepares to kick this ball out to Jaden Griffith and I believe Caden Paz. As the ball is headed Griffith's way. The former Spartan trying to make something happen.
Harrison's punt is hauled in by Jaden Griffith. Return to the Pleasant 35.
Not getting a lot of return yards out of that play, but still being inside the 40-yard line.
Not a horrible position.
Not a horrible position at all, especially being in enemy territory. This is very crucial for the President's offense. Not a lot of time to score here. They need to score quickly, and short field is exactly what is going to help.
Definitely time is getting real down to the wire here. This drive needs to get a touchdown if we have any hope of getting back in this game.
Man in motion there, Holloway. fakes it to him, and it is caught calmly there from Scott Harbaugh. Dylan Burns in coverage. Gain of about 6 yards on the pass play. 2nd and 4 here from the 29-yard line. You're good. Two minutes and 40 seconds to go here. Maddox Simmers, the running back, caught there. Amazing catch through contact there. Dylan Holloway getting the first down in his senior night. Made a very, very impressive play there. Definitely caught that one. As they run 3 high. Dylan again the sole receiver on the bottom. Pennington rolling left, looking for blocks, throws, hit while he threw it at his ankles. A very awkward angle he was tackled at. And that ball was thrown with no one in the vicinity but Pleasant defenders.
Brings up a 2nd and 10.
Absolutely was getting a little close there for that interception. That was
a very close play, a very risky play as well. Shouldn't have likely thrown that ball. If you have no receivers, why not just take a throw out of bounds and save the play? Second instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10 here from the 21-yard line. Pennington rolling out left again, looking for a receiver, and he is just going to have to run. As a good block there from Ray J. Scott Harbaugh.
Pennington, the ball carrier.
Maybe leaving one of Pleasant's players a little shaken up after that play. Hope he's okay. He's running back out onto the field.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 9.
Definitely the receivers don't seem to be at the right place at the right time, but maybe some miscommunication there.
Third and 9 here from the 20. Pennington drops back to pass. Throw over the middle. Incomplete. Hit as he threw. That's going to be 4th and 9. Interesting to see what the Presidents do here. They can take a field goal. They have all 3 timeouts. And plus 2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock.
Definitely.
Do they try their chance at a field goal?
The nerves might be getting to them here.
They might try for a 4th down conversion. If they attempt for a conversion here, this can lead to a lot of issues for the Presidents. Possibly putting a giant cloud over their comeback. As Pennington throws over the middle, ball is tipped, and it is incomplete. Likely intended for Dylan Holloway there. And Pennington slowly walking off the field in shame and unfortunate sadness, as that is one of the last times, if not the last time, this offense will get to take center here on this field, Holden.
I mean, you hate to see it. Sometimes you just got to make a risk, take that play, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The scoreboard may not show it, but I do believe this was a very close game.
Harding put a very, very hard-fought effort into this game. Doing everything they could to stay in it. As Pleasant is likely playing the chew the clock game. Presidents taking their first time out, trying to restore faith, but unfortunately, as the fans in the stands file out of the White House for the final time of football season, during this timeout break.
Definitely a lot of the early leavers are taking their leave from the stadium here.
Yeah, his team has fought very hard this season, Holden. They have fought through a lot of adversity, suspension, injuries, quarterbacks not being able to play, suspensions everywhere.
You know, the game's been against them this season, and they really put up their best work. they fought and they fought, and they had a good season for what the circumstances were.
For what it's worth, exactly.
They still got one more shot next week. May not be a home game, but maybe end off the season on a win.
Galleon, a pretty solid opponent. Last year they were tip top of the MOAC there with
Niederhauser ball carrier.
I believe Gabe Ivory as their running back last season. He was absolutely phenomenal, even getting first team nods in MOAC.
First down, Spartans.
But without having him, Galleon has, I believe, gone to about 500. I believe they're 500, so they're about middle of the pack. Definitely be a winnable game, about the Highland game as I've analyzed it. As the Presidents take their second time out here. Pleasant did get a first down, however, so this is unfortunately the end of the game, more than likely. Barring a crazy turnover from the Spartans offense, this game is likely in its winding seconds.
Definitely, again, nothing's ever impossible, but improbable, perhaps.
Improbable, not impossible, as we like to say.
But if we didn't get that foul on that one touchdown, this game might be looking different.
A couple fouls go our way. A couple fouls don't get called that were a little bit unnecessary at times. But, again, being there in live action, no replay, it's hard to get the calls always right, Holden. Can't put all the blame on the refs.
Absolutely not.
You had 4 quarters to go out and score more points than them. And unfortunately, they just couldn't. As me and Holden mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, we will be doing Marion Harding basketball season.
Absolutely.
Very excited about that. I have not done or dilly-dallied at all in basketball commentary, so it's going to be a new branch for both of us.
For both of us.
Pleasant hands the ball off over the middle again. Harding takes their final timeout.
But speaking of, I might have to get some research in on the game of basketball.
Absolutely, learn the game a little bit.
Again, I know basketball a little bit better than I know football. I'd say basketball is my sport.
His sport, okay.
Not that I'm a professional.
Holden's a hooper, though. Holden's a hooper. On the weekends only.
Only on Sunday evenings. But as the moon rises over this game, definitely in the winding down seconds here.
The moon rising, the night settling in, fans filing out, temperatures dropping, emotions flaring. This has been a game with everything. Very strong defensive performance from both teams, shutting each other out in the second half. First half was a little wonky for the Presidents' defense and for their offense at times. We saw a wonderful kick from Shipley from 37 yards out as Pleasant hands the ball off. Just shy of the first down. That'll be 3rd and short.
Special thank you, Josh Ridge with Centerville Home Health, providing the post-game meal for the team tonight. Last week, Chris Baumgartner with the Barn Baseball and Softball Academy provided the post-game meal. Special thank you to those.
Again, definitely, you've seen games where the scoreboard has looked worse. Absolutely.
Oh, for certain. The score has honestly not done enough justice for this game. If you want my complete honesty, this game feels like 10-3, honestly.
Absolutely.
The second touchdown doesn't even seem like it happened. This has been a very close game, and Niederhauser breaking off of the tackles for possibly his biggest run of the day. And that right there, folks, is the icing on the cake, unfortunately.
First down for the Spartans.
Clock starting back up. I believe they're doing college rules. Once the ball is set, the clock restarts back up. Just 40 seconds to go left. The Spartans are in victory formation. And as Lowry takes the final knee of the game, the Spartans walk away from this red-blooded rivalry on the President's Senior Night, spoiling a huge event for Marion Harding. 14-3 is your final score. I'm Logan Hartman. My broadcast partner is Holden Clem. Thank you all for an amazing season, and thank you all for tuning in to MCS Broadcast.
But we will absolutely see you during basketball season. Be there, be square.
Be ready for hoops, baby.